Hey, good evening, my friends. How are you? Welcome to another edition of Wednesday Night Live with me, Mike Avery. Here just hanging around the house tonight. Nowhere special, although 2 weeks from tonight we will be somewhere special, won't we? Where will we be? We will be at the Lumberjack Restaurant in West Branch for a Wednesday Night Live there. Haven't been there since September, so I am indeed looking forward to that. Hello, Cliff. How you doing this evening? Craig, my brother, nice to have you along with us. Larry, Rabbit Homesteading, how are you tonight? Randy, good evening. Joe, I think Joe, you said you're going to be there in West Branch. Excellent. Uncle Johnny will be there along with Aunt Debbie. How were those cinnamon rolls, John? Those things were a huge hit in the radio studio this morning. Ed Bolanowski. Ed never says good evening just to me. He always says good evening, everyone. Hey, Linda, from a snowy Ann Arbor. What's up with that? Well, you know what? I don't know, Linda. What is up with that? Dill Lynn, looking forward to going out Saturday with the soon-be famous Lower Saginaw Charters. Yes, the soon-to-be famous Sean Hodges. Good luck, have fun. Are you going to be on Saginaw Bay or Lake Erie? Mad Jack, good evening. How you doing, buddy? Mike Sills, Michigan Outdoorsman. Always a pleasure to have you along with us. Dan, good evening. How are you? Tony Wintz. He and his buddy Randy will be at the Lumberjack Restaurant on the 23rd, which is crazy, right? I mean, there's next Wednesday. Next weekend, not this weekend, but next weekend is Easter. And then Wednesday Night Live. And then the Saturday after that, turkey season starts. No, turkey season starts next weekend. See, I'm losing track of things because they're coming up so fast. It's hard to believe turkey season is next weekend. Chad, good evening. How are you? Bruce, Ricky, Jeff. Cliff said he saw a real nice bunch of turkeys after the morning show. Paul, Otto, John, cinnamon rolls getting devoured by the little ones and their daddy. Oh, Bernie. The Bay, Sean doesn't love you enough to take you to Erie. Dylan, are you Sean's wife? Or girlfriend at least? I mean, come on. I'm thinking you're his wife. Hello, Mike. Nice to have you along with us. And Mickey as well. Mikester, he says. Well, thank you, Mickey Man. I love using nicknames. Anyway, my name is Mikester Avery, also known as Mike Avery. This is Wednesday Night Live for April 9th. We start the live stream every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. I also do Stepdaughter's Fiancé. I was close. I was close. Cliff. Lance, this coming Sunday afternoon, but you're going to be down on, they're going to be down on the Detroit River, right? Oh, Chris says it's a beautiful day in Kansas. Not working right now. Good for you. Buck, good evening. Love that name, Buck Swanson. Real respect. How you doing this night? Nice to have you along with us. Real respect, real respect. Help me out here. I don't want to misspeak. But don't you have a big display, or am I thinking of somebody else? Don't you have a big display at Jay's right now? I think I walked right by it yesterday. Hello, Dan. Bernie. Bunch of deer out in the field right now. Well, they're grouped up right now. Michelle, good evening. How are you? It's like turkeys, right? You never see one turkey. You always see a bunch of them. Although I haven't seen very, very, very few turkeys so far this year. All that matters, though, is, right, we see turkeys next Saturday as I take my grandson Trent out turkey hunting for the first time. Trent is a hardcore deer hunter. But he's never turkey hunted. Cliff, yes, the D. Size, not necessarily a limit. I get it. Elmer and Petoskey still recovering. Do you have power tonight, though, Elmer? Do you at least have power? James, snowing in St. Joe right now. Good evening, Eric. So it's snowing downstate right now. It's snowing in Ann Arbor. It's snowing in St. Joe. It is not snowing here in mid-Michigan. But who knows what's going to happen, right? I mean, this year is just, the weather's crazy. Beverly, good evening. How are you? Nick Grillo, ladies and gentlemen, Nick Grillo is along with us. More on Nick in just a minute. Real respect, yes, sir. That is you. That is you that I'm thinking of. Okay, you have a beautiful, a huge display as you walk in the front door right now at Jay's in Clare. Nick Grillo, right here. Let me talk about Nick for a second. You folks know Nick by now, right? Nick Grillo of the Grillo family of Michigan brand meats. What you might not know is how generous Nick and Michigan brand are. For example, they always offer up, I say always, for several years now, they have offered up all of the, for our Trinity dinner, a year's worth of Michigan brand products. Every holiday season, they're on here with Wednesday Night Live giving away hams. Last week, Nick was approached by Ed Bolanowski, and Ed works at WZTK in Alpena, which was hit really hard by the ice. And he said, Nick, we're trying to do something to help out the linemen who are out here in these terrible conditions, working long hours, and we just want to do something for them. And Nick Grillo and Michigan brand donated a bunch of product for the linesmen working on the down power lines. So, Nick, that's just one more example of what a nice guy you are and how generous you are. And coming up here in a few minutes, we're going to give away another Michigan brand ham for Easter. We're running out of time, but we're going to give away tonight and one more. Craig, less turkeys in northern Sanilac County. Somebody brought this up about the avian flu, the bird flu, that it was affecting possibly eagle numbers, which I hadn't, there we go, there's my thumbs up, eagle numbers, which I hadn't heard before, and turkey numbers, which I had heard. I haven't heard that confirmed, but there is some talk of that. Chris in Kansas, yes, except I have no idea if I'm going back to GM is a mess right now. Now, Chris, is that because of tariffs? I'm assuming it is. Jeremy, breaking. My Pet and Livestock Protection Act has passed in the House Natural Resources Committee. The science has been very clear on this topic for years. Gray wolves are fully recovered, and their comeback should be touted as a success story. Now, it's time we encourage states to set their own guidelines and allow ranchers, farmers, and landowners to protect their livelihoods. Nice. Thank you, Jeremy, for that update. Ruben, good afternoon. How are things in Colorado, my friend? We need a wolf hunt. We desperately need a wolf hunt. Dave, good evening. Brent checking in from Reese. Joe Bean says, Nick and his family have a heart of gold. They do. They really do. Real respect. Make sure to get out. Good idea. Make sure to bring your kids to Jay's in Clare to get a picture with our giant bluefin replica and hold the unique fishing gear. Real Respect invited me to go fishing with them this summer. Not able to go, but I appreciate the invitation. Thank you very much. Beverly says, thank you, Nick, for your generosity. Oh, nice. Craig Plowman, he's jigging the D with Doug Ward on the Walleye Express April 26th with his Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation brothers. You mean the guys who bring you this? Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation? One of my favorite mugs. I've had this thing for years and years now, Craig. It's like my go-to. Even though it's a Yeti, I won't hold that against you because you bought it for me. I just won't buy my own. Jim, nice to have you along with us tonight. Why am I so against Yeti? Nick says, thank you for those kind words. It was the least we could do to help the folks up north. But that's not true, though, Nick. You didn't have to do that. You didn't have to do that. Ed would not have told anybody, and nobody would ever know. Louie, how you doing this evening, buddy? Been watching the Eagle Cam, live Eagle Cam from Traverse City. I need a number so I can order me a ham. I don't think a number is going to work. Unless there's a number on the website, but I don't believe there is. Go to michiganbrand.net, michiganbrand.net. No, there's no... There is. There is. There is a number on the website. I'm not going to give it out here right now, but if you go to michiganbrand.net, Ruben, go to michiganbrand.net, michiganbrand.net, and there is a number there where you can order a ham. Make sure you tell them you want the Mike 20 discount, get 20% off. David, good evening. Look who this is. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my youngest daughter, the beautiful Shelby, and my youngest grandson, the beautiful and very, very handsome and outgoing and gregarious and loving and funny Bodie. Mr. Bodie Man. Hey, Bodes, it's Grandpa. How are you? And this isn't FaceTime. He's like, I'm used to seeing him in person and on FaceTime, but not here. Hey, Bodes, how you doing, buddy? How you feeling? Isn't it? Oh, it's just about your bedtime, Bodie Man. Just about your bedtime. Greg, good evening. How are you? All is well here. Absolutely. Kevin Hannes. See you in a couple weeks. I'm looking forward to it. Kevin is the superintendent at the West Branch Country Club. He was in large part responsible for bringing us being the Mike Avery Outdoors Charity Golf Outing, to West Branch because he made the suggestion and the offer. And we ended up there. We loved it. What he's referring to is Kevin will be at the Lumberjack Restaurant in 2 weeks from tonight, the 23rd, for a Wednesday Night Live at the Lumberjack Restaurant. Look forward to seeing you guys there, Kevin. Gary checking in from Cedar Rock. Cedar Rock is indeed a place. Cedar Rock is that area between Cedar Springs, where I grew up. Actually, I grew up more closer to Cedar Rock. Anyway, the area between Cedar Springs and Rockford. When I was a kid growing up, I grew up southeast of Cedar Springs and northeast of Rockford. So Cedar Rock is indeed a place. Good evening, Gary. How are you? Hey, Chris. Oh, changeover. Changeover. For a new vehicle. Is it a secret what the new vehicle is, Chris? Excellent. Mike says, good evening, Mike. Just ordered our ham today. Did you use the Mike 20 discount, Mike? Ruben says, okay, thanks. Yeah, Ruben, and anybody else, go to the website, michiganbrand.net. That's michiganbrand.net. Use the store locator button to find a store near you. And if you want to order directly from the plant, from Nick, use the promo code Mike20, and you can save 20% off. Now, Nick's on here right now. Nick, if they ordered tonight or tomorrow, would they get their ham by Easter? Randy I. Murray, how you doing, buddy? Real Respect has a great segment with Kyle Green. What an inspiration for us in our youth. You're both great sportsmen for this state. That's nice of you to say. Kyle Green of Greenway Outdoors TV is a young guy, and I have much respect for him. And he's always very gracious and very open about telling me that I have been an influence on his career. I think that's an overstatement, but he's one of the good guys. And you watch him. He is the future of outdoor communication. It's Kyle Green and guys like him. Jerry, good evening. How are you? Chris. Hey, he's making the Mike Avery food plot bigger and better. Chris has invited me out to Kansas. And I have hunted Kansas before. The biggest buck I've ever shot was a 150-inch 10-point, and he's on the wall in the other room from Kansas. Roger's been sick. Glad to see everyone's comments. I'm sorry to hear that, Roger. Get feeling better. Jim, good evening. Captain, right back at you, Captain Jim. How are you this evening? Jim got his charter captain's license the same way I did with John Littlefield. Good evening, Craig. Nick says, yes, correct, Mike. If online, hams will arrive before Easter. Eric, good evening. How are you? It is electric, but GM is not sure they want to go with it anymore, but we were supposed to build the Bolt. Ah, Chris, good luck to you. Larry at Rabbit Homesteading. I just used the Mike 20 code a few days ago. Been trying all sorts of cool meats from Michigan brand hams. Excellent. I've only got the 2 codes out there right now. The Mike 20, Michigan brand, michiganbrand.net, michiganbrand.net. And then I also have the Avery 15, where you can get 15% off your Rapid River knife. The only 2 promo codes I have going on right now. Very true. That's it. Elmer, we have power crews from Georgia and other southern states. He's near Petoskey. They say the damage is worse than Hurricane Katrina. I've heard that. The damage is going to change the hunting scene also. Elmer, I had heard that. I have heard that from several sources, that the power crews up there are saying the damage and destruction they are seeing is worse than any Category 5 hurricane. It's terrible. I feel for you guys. It's been a long time for many families without power now, right? Okay, things we're going to do tonight, besides shoot the breeze like we have been. We're going to give away... No, Chris, you did not. Oh, I hadn't even thought of that, Jim. It's decimating the maple sugar farmers, too. I hadn't even thought of those folks. Maple syrup price is going to go up? Or do we get most of our maple syrup from the Northeast? I think we get a lot of maple syrup locally. In about 5 minutes, we're going to give away a Michigan brand ham, courtesy of Nick Grillo, of the Grillo family, of Michigan Brand Meats, michiganbrand.net. The way this is going to work, when I give you the high sign, you make your comments. Ooh, I got to read this here in just a second. Make your comments on why you want to win a Michigan brand ham for Easter. Make your comments clever, tasteful, but please don't, even if you plan on doing this, please don't say I'm going to give the ham to a needy family, because even though that is a very honorable thing to do, it makes it very hard for Nick to look past that comment. And then finally, if you have won a Michigan brand ham in the last year, I'm going to ask you not to enter. Kirk, didn't know if you heard Whitmer, I can't even say her name, was at the White House today with President Trump talking about putting barriers in Lake Michigan to keep the Asian carp out of the Great Lakes. He says he's going to do what he can to get the barriers in. Hallelujah. She's doing something worthwhile. I'm glad to hear that. Thank you, Kirk. Andrew, state parks are closed. We're not talking state parks across the state, right? State parks in the northern. Mark, it has been a while. How have you been? Oh, that's nice of you to say, Joe. I really appreciate that. Small buck you took. Why do I think it's probably not a small buck? Buy it local. Help keeps local businesses just taste better. Good evening, Scott Hill Outdoors. How are you? Okay. Ed says, my wife says I'm needy. I don't think she means the way you do. Northern Michigan, they're canceling reservations. So what you're telling me, Andrew, is that the devastation and damage in these parks is bad enough they don't even think they're going to be open for business this summer. Man. State parks up there. Wow. Let's turn to a lighter note. Let's give away a Michigan brand ham. You have 2 minutes starting right now. 2 minutes to make your comment on why you want to win a Michigan brand ham for Easter, which is next weekend. I don't even know how that happened. Next weekend, we celebrate the resurrection of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Jim says, no better be prepared. Would love to have one for Easter. John, Littlefield's course in South Haven. Thanks for having him on today. That's why I booked his course. Excellent. Did you tell John that? John Fry, did you tell John Littlefield that? Please tell me you did. It does me a lot of good when you do that. Cliff says, pick me, Nick. It's that simple. Good evening, Bill. How are you? Uncle Johnny says, hey, Nick, feed the fan the weekend of our risen Lord. Jim, Really need that Michigan brand hand to bake for Mom's Easter roast beef from last year. Oh, that's a good one. As long as your mom doesn't see it. Hello, Michelle. She's been trying to win one of those with the wine. I wanted the wine pull at the Trinity Monitor event for Easter. Jeff would love to win a delicious ham. Otto, it would be great. Art, because Nick's ham is 1,000% better than Spam. Amen. Good ham deserves a great ham. Ham I am. Love to win a ham from Nick. Ham for Easter is the best. Win the ham and celebrate. Yes, I did. You did tell him. Thank you, John. I appreciate that. And good luck on your captain's license. I have the paperwork in for my renewal. It's been submitted. Haven't heard anything back yet. I've been a captain now for 5 years, so I have to re-up. Mickey, like to try a Michigan brand ham for Easter. 1 minute left on why you want to win a ham. 1 minute. Carnivore here, never had a Michigan brand ham. You will love them. Michigan brand ham, don't have one yet. Come on, Dave, you should have one by now. Mad Jack says pick him. Paul says pick him. Bill, because you have yours, you're going to feast on your set. 30 seconds. 30 seconds on why you want to win a Michigan brand ham. Home for Florida. When Linda wants to win one. Oh, nice. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh, Scott Keatsman's there. 1. All right, there's your buzzer. Scott, you snuck it in here on me, eh? Cliff, no, I haven't shot my Brenton since the fall. Larry says, I don't want to win no Indiana brand ham. They are the best hams out there, Donna. They really are. We have one every holiday here at the Avery house. We have a Michigan brand ham every holiday, and we will have one here for Easter. You can't get one in Tennessee, Ed, but you can get one online. If you go to michiganbrand.net, michiganbrand.net, they will ship a Michigan brand ham to you in Tennessee. All right, who's going to be our lucky winner tonight? Nick Grillo of Michigan Brand is going over the entries. He's pouring through the entries. He's going to pick the best one, the one that he thinks deserves to win this week's Michigan brand ham, Otto Peterson. Otto Peterson is the winner of this week's Scott. Nope, didn't know anything about it, but no, I can't make it. My granddaughter has a softball game this weekend. I'm sure you understand. Otto Peterson is tonight's winner. Otto, congrats. Otto, congrats. Congrats, Otto. Way to go, Otto. Otto, if you would send me a private message here on Facebook or send one to Nick, he's on here right now as well, with your shipping address, Nick will get that ham out to you as soon as reasonably possible, and you will have it by Easter. We will do this one more time before Easter. Now, I can't guarantee if you win a ham next Wednesday, you're going to get one by Easter. Maybe you live in the area. Maybe you can stop by the shop and pick it up. I don't know. But we're going to do it one more time. Again, congrats to Otto Peterson for winning this week's Michigan brand ham for the holidays. We're going to do one more time. We're going to do it next Wednesday on Wednesday Night Live. And then the following Wednesday, when we are at the Lumberjack Restaurant in West Branch, Nick Grillo will be joining us in person. So you'll get a chance, if you're going to be there in person, you'll be able to see Nick in person, shake his hand, and say hi to him. And even if you're not going to be there in person, you can see Nick at our Wednesday Night Live. Otto says, wow, that's great. Congrats, Otto. Good for you. A lot of people congratulating Otto. Way to go, Otto. Way to go, Otto. Nice job, Otto. And especially, nice job, Nick Grillo, Michigan Brand Meats, michiganbrand.net, michiganbrand.net, the Grillo family. You will not find a finer family, a finer group of people, and they're hardcore. These guys are hardcore hunters and anglers. Nick's a maniac. Between hunting and fishing, I don't know how Nick gets time to make any hams. They're good people. Again, the website, michiganbrand.net. That's michiganbrand.net. Use the store locator button. You can order online. Use the promo code Mike20. And again, thank you, Nick Grillo and Michigan Brand, for donating product to help out the linesmen up north, trying to help recover from the ice storm. Ladies and gentlemen, Bill Hoffman, the most interesting man in Michigan. You know what Bill did? Is Nick giving away a ham at the Lumberjack? I don't know. Maybe. You know what Bill did?
got from every fish that you catch, every heart you embrace brings us closer to nature's grace.
Check that out. Bill Hoffman is the guy who did that song, who you hear at the end of every week's Wednesday Night Live. Let me respond to a text right here. This could be good. Give me 5 seconds here. Ooh, that could be good. That is just a great song about a great man. I don't know. Nick will. I suspect Nick will have some product to give away at Wednesday Night Live. I don't know the extent of it. Oh, this could be good, my friends. I don't want to be too greedy with Nick, so I try not to ask for too much. Thank you, Bruce. Okay. Yeah. Dave, let's do it tonight, but I'll need you to pick the winner, okay? Is that good with you? Or Dave, let's see. I think we should do it tonight, Dave. But you're going to need to pick the winner. I don't want to do that. It is a catchy song. Billy makes good tunes, writes better books. He does write great books. Hello, James. Numbers from Trinity. Yeah, I did get the numbers, but I don't. We had a very good dinner. We made some money. Good evening, Tony. All right, let me tell you about the text I just got right now. Dave Engel of Best Chance Charters won Dave Engel of Best Chance Charters was watching tonight. He is watching right now. He is one of the most well-known, one of the most celebrated, one of the most successful Great Lakes salmon charters captains on the Great Lakes. He's probably won more salmon tournaments than anybody out there. Dave just said to me, would you like to give away a charter to be used in the next 2 weeks? He said it's $1,000 charter. So I'm going back and forth with Dave right now. I do not want to pick the winner of a $1,000 charter. I don't want to be responsible for that. But if Dave can figure out how to see the comments, he's going to pick it. If not, Dave, let's wait till next week and you can have it set up to see the comments. Okay, if we can't do this tonight, it'll be a real good reason for you to tune in next week. $1,000 charter on Best Chance Charters, given away by Dave Engel. Wow. Mark, listen, I'm glad to see you're going to be at the Lumberjack. I'm glad you're back home, because if I see another picture of you throwing a Yahoo out of a golf tournament, every time I see that, I laugh. Tony, how can you not know this? When is the Lumberjack Wednesday Night Live? It is the 23rd. It's 2 weeks from tonight. We might still have a seat or two. Call for reservations, 989-343-0892, 989-343-0892. Yes, I can see the comments. I can see everything, but I have to come over here to talk to you. Good point. Okay. Whatever you'd like to do, both the boys, boys fish, Hunter and Zach will be on my boat. Best chance. Let's do it tonight, Dave. Let's do it tonight. Okay. I'm going to give you a couple minutes, Dave Engel, to get back so you can see the screen. In 2 minutes, I'm going to open up this contest, and I'm assuming it's a charter trip for 4, but you've got to use it in the next 2 weeks. If you cannot fish in the next 2 weeks, please don't enter this, because we don't want to take this away from somebody who can. So in a minute and a half, I'm going to open this contest up, and you will have a chance to win a salmon fishing trip for 4 on Best Chance Charters on Southern Lake Michigan. How cool is this? Thank you, Dave Engel. How cool is this? Wow. Wow. Their website is Best Chance 2 or Best Chance. I think it's Best Chance 2. No, Best Chance 2 I think is Hunter. Okay, in 1 minute. That's so cool. Mike, good evening. How are you? 23rd. Nice to be fun. Hey, Craig, Mark's going to be with us. Awesome. Hey, Pastor Joe, how you doing this evening? TJ, Ross, good evening, my friend. How are you? I wonder if the Facebook people can see the YouTube comments. It'll be out of the port of Saugatuck. It can be a weekend. Or can it be a weekend? I don't know. Probably not. Okay. We're going to open this up right now. Make your comments. Best Chance 2 or Best Chance Charter Fishing will take you. Can it be a weekend, Dave? Can it be a weekend, or does it have to be a weekday? Make your comments on why you want to go fishing with Dave Engel of Best Chance Charter Fishing. Man, oh man. Tommy wants in. Cliff wants in. Levi wants in. John wants it. No buzzer tonight, John. But John, we're giving away a charter fishing trip with Dave Engel of Best Chance Charters. Lori wants in on it. Michelle's retired now, so she can go anytime. TJ wants in it. Mike wants in on it. A minute and a half to make your comments. 1 minute, 30 seconds to make your comments. Josh wants in on it. Tony wants in on it. Tony's my fellow Skinny Water, Saginaw Bay Walleye brother. Paul wants in on it. Tony wants in it. Scott wants in on it. 1 minute on why you want to go fishing with Captain Dave Engel of Best Chance Charters. One of the most well-known captains on the Great Lakes out of the port of Saugatuck. Only enter if you can go in the next 2 weeks. Ed wants to go. Jeff wants to go. Michael wants to go. Jim wants to know. Mark wants to go. Ross wants to go. Paul wants to go. What an opportunity. Dropped out of the blue. I didn't know Dave was on here. He shoots me a text and says, you want to give away a charter trip? You got 30 seconds. 30 seconds on why you want to win this charter trip. Dave Engel, as a reward for this and being so generous, I would love to invite you on the radio show next week and give you some promotion. Not that you need any, but I'd love to get you on the show. 20 seconds. Everybody wants in on this. 15 seconds. Dave says he thinks this Sunday would be the only weekend day. Other than that, he wants to go during the week. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Craig just did a stand-up thing. He said, oops, withdraw my name. Didn't hear about the 2-week thing. Okay, so we're going to stand by and see who Captain Dave Engel picked. This is so cool. Best chance, I think it's best chance charter fishing. Yeah, I think it is. Oh, I got to be watching my comments here. Okay, I don't know if Dave is going to text me the winner or if he's going to post it on here. Let's find out. Dave Engel of Best Chance Charter Fishing is going to take 4 people on Southern Lake Michigan out of the port of Saugatuck. And this Best Chance Charter Fishing. And this just came out of the blue. Who are you going to pick for us, Dave? How cool is this? Giving away a Michigan brand ham is cool. I'll get to that, Linda, just a second. I want to see who's going to win this fishing trip. Giving away a Michigan brand ham is cool, but giving away a salmon trip is very... Oh, here comes our winner. Here comes our winner. Standing by to see who it is. I see the little bubbles coming up on the text. It's going to be... We need a drum roll. Okay. Because he's always on there. You want to split it with 3. Jim Morris. Jim Morris is our winner. Jim, no, let's stick with just, let's make it simple, Dave. Jim Morris is our winner. So, Jim, you and 3 of your buddies are going fishing on Southern Lake Michigan out of Saugatuck with Captain Dave Engel of Best Chance Charters. How cool is that? So, Jim, what we need you to do, unless you know Dave personally and you want to shoot him the info personally, why don't you send me, using a private message here on Facebook, send me your contact info and I will pass it along to Dave. Dave Engel, Captain Dave Engel, thank you so very much for your generosity. That's pretty darn cool. As a way to say thank you, Dave, can you join me next week on the radio show? It would be next Wednesday morning. We just recorded this weekend's show this morning. You know how it works. You've been on there with me before. But Dave Engel, can you join me for next week's radio show where I can thank you once again on the radio show for coming out of the blue and offering a $1,000 charter fishing trip? How cool is that? Thank you, Dave. Thank you. Uh-oh. Tony says, just an FYI, no kidding. Finn Road launch on Saginaw Bay in Hampton Township is closed because of low water. Man, it's going to be a summer, isn't it? Wow. Tony, Skinny Water Brother Tony, what's it going to be like for those of us out there, huh? Okay, thank you, Dave. Man, that's cool. Let's do a radio show next week, Dave Engel. So cool, so cool. All right, before I run out of time, let me tell you who's on the Outdoor Magazine radio show this week. Brian Darland is my first guest. Brian is the fishing... Tony says that'll kill your access. I get it. I believe that. Brian is the manager... I'm sorry... He's the buyer for the fishing department of Jay's Sporting Goods. Hardcore angler, too. We talk about springtime fishing opportunities. We talk a lot about crappie fishing. He really loves to crappie fish. Brian says he has given up turkey hunting in the spring so he can crappie fish. And then in our second hour, Captain Pete Pat Salas of Hook One Charters talks about trolling for Atlantic salmon. Oh, I'm going to get to that right now, Dave. Excellent, excellent. My friends, don't turn away yet, because I'm looking at a text from Dave, and there's something more going on here that can benefit you, so stand by. Captain Pete Pat Salas of Hook One Charters talks about trolling for Atlantic salmon in the St. Clair River. Then Kevin Fraley from the DNR on their education programs. This week's Ask Avery question talks about an issue that came up this morning. Somebody told me a company out of Texas had brought the dire wolf out of extinction. And I said, that sounds like absolute baloney. I don't believe it for a second. And then, as it turns out, somebody decided they had nothing better to do than bring back the dire wolf. If I see a woolly mammoth walking down my street out the window someday, I'm not going to be happy about it at all. And then in our third hour, Richard P. Smith, noted outdoor writer, joins me. But the cool thing about Richard right now is he just found out he's been inducted into the Michigan Outdoor Hall of Fame. For somebody in the outdoor industry, there is no higher honor than to be inducted into the Michigan Outdoor Hall of Fame. How cool is that? And then we also recorded our first Killer Food Plots podcast in a while. When Nick Percy passed, we quit doing the Killer Food Plots podcast. Well, now Rich Krizan and his wife Ellie have taken the company over. They've been able to get control of the company. It wasn't like a negative thing, or it wasn't contemptuous or anything like that. But they now have the company. And we're going to resurrect the podcast. So you'll be able to hear that anytime now. If not tomorrow, certainly by Friday. Okay, here is the text from Dave Engel. He says, there was so much response to your post. That'll be available Friday at the latest. There was so much response to your post. If somebody wants to use your name, something caught in my throat here. If somebody wants to use your name, we'll give a 20% discount for the next 2 weeks. Fishing is really good. The coho are biting. Okay. If you get in touch with Dave Engel, if you go to the website Best Chance Charter Fishing or Best Chance 2, get in touch with Dave Engel. His phone number is on the website. And use my name. Tell him you want the Avery promo, or you heard about him on the Avery live stream, or you know about him through Mike Avery. He'll give you a 20% discount. Thank you, Dave Engel. How cool is that? So even if your name is not Jim and you didn't win that trip tonight, you can still get a 20% discount. How cool is that? Thank you, thank you, thank you. John Callison says it's weird because if you could classify it as 100% dire wolf, they took away... I want to know is why the hell is anybody trying to resurrect something like that, the dire wolf? I thought the only dire wolves were on... what was that show with the dragons and stuff? I can't think of it. I never watched it. I tried to watch it, but I just couldn't get into it. A lot of people are saying, nice job, Dave. That's true, because Johnny Bowler does charge $2,500 for bank fishing for carp. Yeah, he does. And $10,000 to go bear hunting. Game of Thrones. Thank you, TJ. Okay. Man, where did time go tonight? 2 weeks from tonight, we'll be at the Lumberjack Restaurant. Oh, by the way, I'm not saying that the golf outing is filling up, but it's filling up nicely. I'm not saying it's full, but it's filling up nicely. That is Friday, July 25th at the West Branch Country Club in beautiful West Branch. MUCC.org/golf to sign up for that. If you want to try to get in on our Wednesday Night Live, call the Lumberjack Restaurant, 989-343-0892, 989-343-0892. All right. You'll get to hear it twice tonight. Bill Hoffman, the most interesting man in Michigan, gets a twofer. Thank you, Bill Hoffman. That's very nice. My name is Mike Avery. This is Wednesday Night Live. I also do a Behind the Mic segment every Wednesday morning at 8:45. My website is MikeAveryOutdoors.com, MikeAveryOutdoors.com, and my email address is Mike@MikeAveryOutdoors.com. I would love to hear from you. Have a great week. Excellent. All right, have a good night, my friends. Thanks for joining me on this edition of Wednesday Night Live.